Okay, we ready?
Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're back in Middle Earth, and we're back on Miss Medrielle, who needs to help Ciola. And it looks like we've got a couple quests. Okay, that's an instance.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
That is something we need to turn in. Oh, we got 3 more.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Medrielle, these brigands are too organized to be simple ruffians, or at least the ones that leads them is not. Their tactics are all too familiar. I believe their captain may in fact be a wayward member of my very own border guard. Hathawk, the captain at Etheburg before me, went missing several months ago. I was but a convenient replacement for him. Hathawk seemed to welcome this assignment, and he was one of the few that had come here at Wormtongue's orders out of discipline. I wonder now if Hathawk has betrayed his people and joined these brigands. Would you go to Hellstar and confront this captain? I expect he would be somewhere near the relic stores.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
You have found the brigands' hideaway, and that is a small victory for us. We must move quickly to render them useless to the Kundalor. They fancy themselves the lords of the Brownlands, but whether this land holds any value or not belongs to the lords of the Mark. Let us deliver this message to the brigands at Hellstar. Alright? And
will you aid the Rohirrim?
the brigands of the Brownlands are a thieving lot, as you well know, looting the relics of the field of Celebrant and bringing them here to stockpile. Would you go to Hellstar and see if you can find the treasure stores of the brigands? It will likely be in a cave at the back of the camp. Alright, so we've taken those, but what we want to do is this. And it's meant to be run solo, it cannot be run in a group. Are you prepared to depart? Very well, may fortune go with you. And it's called a Sunset Storm.
At the behest of Cheola, commander of the Rohirrim border guard in the Brownlands, you prepare to make a nighttime assault upon Lashkarg, war camp of the Kundalar, an effort that may be doomed if aid is not found.
If you possess Frogwar's horn. Do I? Do I have Frogwar's horn? I can summon him. Oh, hi. Y'all gonna have so much fun here. Redeemed Oathbreakers. Oh, they're having fun, aren't they? They're actually doing a pretty good job, too. I'm assuming since they're ghosts, they don't really have health bars. They don't. Well, it definitely served our purpose to do those other quests earlier. Nice job, gentlemen. Okay, we've defeated the captain of the first ward. Now we need to defeat the second one. Oh, they're actually fighting with us. Alright. We actually made several allies, unusual allies, along the way. And here come a couple of ghosts to help me out. I think one of our oath breakers is stuck. Nice job, gentlemen. And that must be the second ward. Why do I say that? Because he has a name. The other stuff. Defeat the captain of the third ward. Big beat. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that other Oathbreaker is well and truly stuck. And while some of these sorcerers are definitely not helping, they're not trying to fight us either. Alright, hold on. I think we can resummon. Can't we? And not for another 4.5 minutes. Okay. Well, we can handle this from here. And that must be the captain of the third watch. Defeat the commander of the Kundalar. And that must be Zolja up there. Alright, come here, I'd like to talk to you. I have words for you, and you won't like them. And that's it. We have completed the instance. We actually got a little help from our Gondorian spirit friends, and well, like I said, the sorcerers helped a little, but mostly they just stood out of the way and didn't hinder us. So, no, we want to go back into here and talk to Ciola. I was like, wait, it's going the opposite way. No, it wants me to go back and deal with the brigands now. Yola.
Our mission is dire.
Well done. However, I fear that we must now brace ourselves for retaliation. Anything worth taking? Just the tokens.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
There are lights in the land, Medrielle. The fires of Lashkarg burn brightly, for the Kundalar prepare to lay siege to Etheburg. You had a mighty victory at Lashkarg, but now I fear we must pay the price for it. Will you stand with us and defend Etheburg? If we can rout the enemy here, we may actually survive this war. If you do wish to help us defend Etheburg, speak with me again, and we will go prepare ourselves. Now, this one is meant to be run solo, but can actually be run duo as well. And I guess that other one is repeatable. Alright, let's start the instant.
Enraged by your assault upon Lashkarg, the Kundalar retaliate against the Rohirrim border guard, bringing their strength down upon the waypost of Etheburg.
Medrielle, I'm glad you have chosen to stand with us. Twigga will lead the forces in the upper tier, while you, our men, and I defend the lower tiers. If you so desire, you may enter the watchtowers and speak with the archers on duty. If you do, they will rain arrows down upon our foes. Ciela must not be defeated. Not much of a starting force. Now that might be a problem. A thralled troll. With lag as a shield. I don't know who he was, but I think he was supposed to be last a little longer than that. You have acquitted yourself well, Medrielle, and have most definitely earned this reward. May our arms remain strong. We shall speak again later. And once again, they put us outside the camp. That was easy enough. That's fun. I am surprised I haven't done these more. Yola?
What brings you to these lands?
Medrielle, we were fortunate to survive that attack. However, I think the Kundalar will be unable to attack again for some time. Thank you for your courage and your weapon. So we're getting a Sage's Bauble. This looks like it actually might be nice. And a golden token of the Anduin. Now we have 3 other quests here, and they're all in that brigand camp that we found last time. We also have Bingo's quest to bring the secret orders to Saber at the east gate of Stangard. So he wants to go to Stangard. However, while I was looking for my bags, I discovered, where is it now? Not that, that's a fishing rod. Of course, I'm going to have to find it again. Somewhere in here is a quest item. Here it is, Broken Weapon of the Second Age. This weapon of the Second Age is broken beyond your means of repair. Perhaps Elrond Half-Elven may be able to help. So, because I do not remember this one, we are going to go Elrond in Rivendell. Hornhead, Rohirrim Scout Camp, Aldoreth, Oscaroo, 3. Alright, I thought I had a port there, but I don't. So I will be right back. Alright, so we are in Elrond's library. And before we go talk to him, I want to give a big thank you to somebody who sent me a mail on the Meriadoc side. He was kind enough to send along a little something, an upgraded chisel. Crafted by Carl Stern, bound to Medrielle. And I had not really noticed that my chisel had become quite as outdated as it was. It was only like level 54. So now she has an appropriately leveled 81. And the stats are incredibly much better. So thank you, Carl Stern. I really appreciate that. And I'm sorry I noticed that so late. He sent it a couple weeks ago. Alright, Elrond.
Will you lend me your aid once more?
Alas, this was once a token of great power, but even here, this weapon is beyond repair. However, it was at a loss for you to come here, for there are relics that may be taken from it which may prove useful to you in the future. The remaining shards shall be put in a place of honor. That's it. I guess that's it. I'm wondering if that used to be a quest to get a second age weapon. But since there are no second age weapons anymore, they've made it just this little aside. Because you're still going to find the thing as a drop. I don't know why they couldn't take it out of the drop pool. But I guess this kind of gives you an excuse to get out of Brownlands for a little bit and go someplace a lot greener and prettier. Now, we also did have... Where was it? That quest for Bingo. We might as well head back to Stangard and talk to them. Of course, that will take me, well, another minute or two. So once again, I'll be right back. Alright, so we are back in Stangard, and there is Sabert we need to talk to.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
You are very persistent, Medrielle. What will it take for you to leave us and not return? Sabert takes the parchment from you and reads it slowly. When he looks up at you once more, his mocking glare has been replaced by something else, a look of fear. I do not know what to say. No such attack has occurred, which means you have brought us this warning in time, and you did so despite my harsh words. I hope you will accept my apology, but this is a rough land, and men must be guarded in their dealings with others. If you're willing to help us prepare for the attack that must be coming, I would be most grateful. Will you ask your friend Bingo if he is willing to help? Oh, hello, Bingo.
We should help the men of Stangard defend their outpost.
We will help them survive the surprise attack, and you can count on me to document the excitement for my account. Alright, and it automatically starts an
The
episode.
Rohirrim outpost of Stangard is endangered by a small party of Easterling raiders. Can the outpost be defended?
We may not have much time before the Easterling raiding party attacks Stangard. We must make the most of the time we have available if we are to be prepared. The men of Rohan are familiar with making preparations for war. There are barrels of weapons atop the hill. We will carry them down here. Then we will gather up fallen weapons wherever they may be. Some of the men have let their combat skills suffer. They could use some training. We will need buckets of water brought to the watchtowers in case the Easterlings will fire. We can carry these from up the hill. Finally, we will need to clean up dirty dishes left from the noontime meal. Finally, a task for which I am well suited, Medrielle. I will take care of the dirty dishes, and you can handle some of the tasks that require heavy lifting. I will find you when I have finished.
The vales must be made safe. Do what you can.
I am not doing any of these things, and we must convince her to help with some of the tasks. What was that noise? Did you hear that? I hear the sound of fighting. Ah, an eagle. A great eagle. Is that Landerville or... That's great. Yep, that's Landerville. What is that? Medrielle, this town is under attack. I have subdued these warriors, but more approach. Prepare yourselves. What a creature, Medrielle. I have never seen anything that might hope to compare. To think that such a majestic creature could come to the aid of my people, it defies expectation. And this woman, this Bjarning, she too fights for Rohan. We will stand together, Medrielle, and cast back our foes. From this point forward, we stand as friends and allies. Alright, where are they coming from? Oh, right there. I will search for foes elsewhere in the town. I never thought to see such strength from one like her. Let us see if there are more Easterlings than Stangard, Medrielle. This way. Okay, so we need to defend him. There's Landerville. I circled this town from above and saw no more foes nearby. Then we're safe. We have repelled the attack. All of you have my thanks. You are most welcome, Sabert. All the dishes are perfectly clean. Oh, hello, Landerville. When did you arrive? What's that? The battle has already happened? I thought I heard something over the splashing of the suds, but I told myself it was simply my imagination. At least the dishes are clean. Still, it would have been exciting to see Landerville and Langhar in action. I do not mean to discount your own contribution, Medrielle. I know you were quite impressive in battle yourself. I cannot stop thinking about that Bjorning woman. She cut a most impressive swatch through the Easterling invaders, did she not? Such strength and ferocity. Oh dear. Oh dear.
The Easterling force has been defeated.
The Kundalar and the Brownlands wait for a word of victory that will never come. I am glad that Stangard still stands, but even more than that, I am glad that the men here have been put in their place. They will no longer sneer at the line of Bjorn. Do not spread this around, but it seems to me that perhaps Sabert has replaced his feelings of disgust with some other feelings entirely. I do not know which I find more irritating, Medrielle, but I think I liked it better when he feared my people and was not intent on impressing me. I thank you for your help, and I bid you and Bingo good fortune on your journey. I will return to Grimbeorn in the Vales of Anduin with news of the Easterling presence in the Brownlands. I may have more work to do on that scar. I look forward to it.
Stangard is safe, and I think we also taught the men here a valuable lesson.
Perhaps the next time well-meaning strangers come to them with warning, they will sit up and take notice, or at least remain polite. I need to come up with some titles for this chapter in my book. Perhaps A Lesson in Friendship, A Time for Trust, Evil from the East, Dishes and Division. This is not easy, Medrielle. If you have any suggestions, I am certainly all ears. We also need to decide where to go next. But I have not yet decided. There are a few possibilities, but I want to ensure we make the right choice. We do not rush into our next course without weighing all our options. You know what I mean?
Ooh, we are off the edge of old Bilbo's map now, for certain.
I do not really know where we should go next, Medrielle. We are off the edge of old Bilbo's map now, and our steps have taken us into unknown territory. We could travel into the kingdom of Rohan proper, I suppose, but, well, maybe there's another course we should take. They love their horses, you see. Look around at how many of the equine figures have been carved on the buildings here in Stangard, and this is a mere outpost, and beyond the bounds of the kingdom. For my part, I've never really liked horses very much. They are so large and frightening, always stamping around with their heavy hooves and snapping at unwary hobbits with their strong teeth. I was almost bitten by a horse when I was in my tweens, you know, and I've never managed to forgive the things. Do you think you could nip down to the eastern gate of Stangard and ask Sabert if we might enjoy a walking tour of the kingdom of Rohan? It's not a very large place, is it? If our feet will do just fine, then I say that's what we should do, and leave the horses quite out of it. Poor Bingo. He's like, I don't want a horse. That's funny. Except we've already gotten our war state, so I guess he has to get over it now. I feel like it's hilarious. These Rohirrim men just seem to fall all over themselves when they come across a woman that's capable. Like their women wouldn't be capable? I think they would. They'd be much like the Scottish, I believe.
What brings you to these lands?
Is the kingdom of Rohan suitable for experiencing on foot? You're asking it if it's a good idea to walk from one end of Rohan to the other instead of riding a horse? Sabert erupts into raucous laughter, and though it is somewhat impolite response, you must admit that you rather expected it. Bingo is not going to like this. Yep, I kind of figured that was going to be the case. Of course, before we do anything else, we do still have a matter of helping Etheburg still. And then we have to get back to the main story. I believe we've done almost as much as we can here.
Is Rohan small enough for us to walk across it?
What did Stangard have to say about walking across Rohan, Medrielle? Is the kingdom small enough for that to be reasonable? You tell Bingo that Stangard really thinks it is better to ride atop a horse in Rohan. He would say that, though. The Rohirrim certainly do love their horses. I do not feel the need to climb aboard one of those fearsome beasts. I say we walk. What do you think, Medrielle? Is this our adventure or Stangard's? I say we use the exercise. Speak to me when you're ready to begin our walk into Rohan. Dear Bingo, we are not just walking into Rohan. Alright, so Miss Medrielle is going to head back to Etheburg, and next time we will go take care of a brigand camp. Until then, bye for now.